Hi, today we're going to learn more about tips, tricks, and you'll have time to organize your messy drive. To get to this doc, the bit.ly is here, so go ahead and type that in your browser at bit.ly/organize my drive. And you can also at the same time go ahead and make a copy of this document so that you have it in your own drive as reference later. So before we begin, there is a lot of information that we could cover today in our session, and I'd love to hear about what you would like to learn best. So go ahead and click on this link, which is going to take you to a form. Complete the form. What are the top 3 or 4 things you would like to learn more about today, and of course have time to work on? And here we see that clearly folder organization sticks out as a priority. So we'll definitely go over that first. Then it looks like basic Google Drive interface overview, looking at sorting, and then also searching. So let's dig in. Let's go ahead and start with the basic interface of Drive. So when you log into Google, you may or may not see this interface. And so it could be empty, you might have folders, or you may have a lot of files listed. When you log in, you're going to see over here on the left-hand side the New button. This is where you can create folders, where you can do file upload, how you can create new docs. There's also the More button that will get you into additional Google tools. Under the Shared With Me, this is where you're going to see everything that others have shared with you. The Recent tab are exactly that, or the things that you have worked on most recently. You have Google Photos. You have the starred feature, which we'll talk about in a few minutes, which is like your favorites, your bookmark. And of course, you have the trash. Now you also have your drive. And so this is where all of your documents is stored. And you can come back and look at that. Your drive is where you have your own personal stash of documents and folders. Shared With Me is a place where all shared folders and documents are stored. Furthermore, when you log in, you're going to go ahead and see some additional tools here. You may like to see the grid view or the list view. You can click View Details, which is one of my favorite tools, because you actually can see the activity of what you've done last. This is a great tip because if somebody accidentally deletes or moves one of your files, you're able to pretty much see what happened. Or if you just were working on a few documents and you can't remember exactly where it is, you're able to find it here quickly. You can also click the details. So if I click details and I go to my drive and I go to new staff orientation, I'm able to see all who it's shared with, the location of that, the date. I can even add a description. So again, extremely helpful. You also have the tool settings button, which allow you some additional tools as well. Now, when you click on a folder or a file, you're also going to see some additional icons. Here is where you can directly share that document or folder. You can share with others. You can edit, and we'll talk later about the different sharing privileges. This is where you can trash it. And then you also have some additional adding a star. You can change the color and rename. So let's go ahead and dive into creating folders. So again, you have a lot of documents in your drive. You really should think about an organizational format that works best for you. So now that you have all these docs, what would be a good name of a folder that makes sense to you so you would know where to go to find that? Okay. And when you make that folder, you're going to go ahead and click New and click Folder. And I will go ahead and say Training Folder and hit Create. It now is going to put it at the top. Now you can right click, and this is where you can do quite a bit. You can change the color. So I'm going to go ahead and change that to green. Later, I want to change that name. So I'm going to rename that and say 2016 and hit OK. This is where you can also get a shareable link if you would like to share that, make it accessible to people in your district. So very helpful that what you can do. Now, you can also click in there and you can create another folder within a folder. So I'm going to go ahead and say Google Drive. So when I log in next time, I know I have a general big training folder, and within that, I will be able to get to different documents. I now, under my Google Drive, can go ahead and create a new Google Doc, and so on and so on. Let's take a peek at sharing permissions and share it with me now.